Hello everyone, Danny here today with my nephew Caleb to talk to you about Vince Flynn's audiobook, American Assassin, and we're going to try to do a little compare and contrast to the movie that is very roughly based off of the book. You'll find out what we mean by that. In the video, we're going to cover the direction and narrative of the story, the job that the narrator does. If there's any elements in the book that we think that parents or people who want to listen to the book at work around coworkers might want to be aware of before they start listening to it around people who might have sensitive ears. So before we get into that though, if, like Caleb and I, you love audiobooks and you're looking for a really good source to help you figure out, hey, is this audiobook what I think it is before you start listening to it? Subscribe. Turn on notification down in the comments. Let me know of any audiobooks you would like me to listen to. I'll listen to them, I'll post a review, and you can take it from there. Now, to the book and the movie. Caleb and I kind of approached this a little bit differently. I watched the movie, went, wait a minute, that's Mitch Rapp. I know Mitch Rapp. He's a Vince Flynn character. I had never listened to the book American Assassin, and if you're familiar, Vince Flynn's backstory comes up quite often in later books. So I knew right away that they got his backstory. They changed that in the movie. I could tell that right away. But I didn't know if the rest of it was accurate or not. So I thought, hey, I'll get the book. I'll check it out. I was talking to Caleb. Caleb kind of took the opposite approach, right?
Yes. Well, I actually had watched the movie first. And then Uncle Danny came and talked to me about it. And he's the one who got me from there to read the books, both which are really good, which surprised me because a lot of the times, because like you had mentioned earlier, the book and the movie is very different in a lot of ways. And usually when you have that, a book is so good, it doesn't make the movie as good. Now, in this case, they both are very different, but they both are very good in their own separate ways.
Yeah, actually,
to me,
you asked me, I think you asked me when we were talking about this, which one I like better. Mm-hmm. And I was just, I like them both about the same. They are, so the things that I saw that carried over from the book to the movie. Now, in the book, Mitch Rapp's girlfriend is killed in a Pan Am flight bombing. In the movie, she's shot. He runs to her, and then the weirdest part of the movie, the terrorist shoots her dead body and leaves him alive. I always wondered, why would the terrorist shoot the dead body and leave the live guy? Unless he's like trying to tick the guy off, which in the movie it works. He really ticks Mitch off. And then with the movie, Mitch decides to hunt down terrorists by itself. With the book, that's not what happens. With the book, Mitch decides to join the CIA and go hunt terrorists with the CIA. With both the book and the movie, Mitch eventually ends up being brought into this group. And Mitch's name is carried over to the movie.
Yes.
What's the name of the guy at the training center?
Harley.
Harley's movie and
Kennedy.
Irene Kennedy. Those three names are the same.
Yes.
When Mitch gets to the camp, he challenges Harley to a fight. He basically, Harley's like your college puke. I train Navy SEALs and Delta Force, and you don't have what it takes. And Mitch Rapp is like, you know, I'll bet you if we step on that mat for 30 seconds, you'll know whether I have it to take. Let's step on the mat. And then what happens in the movie?
So this is actually what's kind of disappointing. In the book, they step on the mat. In the movie, they don't step on the mat. And how they played it out in the book, I wish they would have done that part within the movie, because I think that was a really cool aspect of the book, when you have a leader and then you have someone who's just coming in, and usually it doesn't work out the way that the book had led it to work out. But they didn't add that in the movie, and I really wish that was in the movie.
Well, and it's Mitch Rapp's character in both the movie and in the book is actually different. So in the movie, Mitch Rapp, when he gets to the training camp, he isn't as good as he thinks he is. And he would have lost the fight, and he gets beat a couple of times. In the book, he's good enough that he can take on anyone in that school, and he can kick their butt. He has to hold himself back. And in that initial fight with Harley, he's winning, and Harley cheats. And then there's other times in the book when the school cheats. And the school lies to the students, and that actually teaches Mitch Rapp that, hey, it's the end goal that counts. It doesn't matter how I get to that end goal. It's that end goal. If I have to cheat, if I have to cheat on my teammates, if I have to lie to my teammates, that doesn't matter. That's what the school is teaching me. Where in the movie, he's just got this character flaw where he gets really, really angry and keeps flying off the handle. And that's not the Mitch Rapp in the book.
No.
And he wouldn't be the assassin that he is if he had that anger issue in the book. Because in the book, he won't badass assassin.
He's way more of a stud in the book. The one similarity to it, though, is it does mention in the book that he has an MMA background, because it kept saying Harley kept telling Kennedy, there's something about this guy that you're not telling me, that Kennedy didn't even know. And in the movie, it even shows it, even though there's a difference of him getting to this facility where he's trained. He ended up having an MMA background, which he took after his... was it his wife in the movie, and then it was going to be his fiance?
It was his fiance in the movie. In the book, it was just his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But it was his girlfriend that they were serious enough about the relationship that they were going to get married someday, and he knew she was going to become his wife.
Yeah.
They just weren't officially engaged yet.
And so Uncle Danny mentioned there was things that were cheating. That there was cheating going on in the book. Well, another thing that the book had talked about is one of the guys that was supposed to be a trainee was actually truly a trainer, but he acted like a trainee to get the true trainees to screw up and go against the different rules and the guidelines. Well, in the movie, they didn't have a trainee be like that. Now, they had another young stud trainee like Rapp, but... in the book, it was actually a trainer trying to fool them to do wrong, and in the movie, it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah. The movie doesn't spend a lot of time on the training school. The book spends much more time on the training, but books have more time to spend on that, and it sets the stage for Mitch Rapp's character, Mitch Rapp's relationship with Harley and Irene Kennedy, which comes into play in later books. His relationship with Harley doesn't carry as far into later books as his relationship with Irene Kennedy. Every book I've ever listened to has Irene Kennedy in it, but not all of them have Harley in them. And then there's also the scene where he gets shown the video of his girlfriend getting shot in the thing, and he flies off the handle, and they don't have... Did they have anything like that in the book?
Well, in the book, actually what happened is they showed him the video, and in the book, Rapp was sitting there thinking, because it was like an inside thought for the book, he knew what they were doing, and he's basically saying, do you think this is gonna... that you're gonna break me down by showing me this? Where in the movie, he went out of anger and tried attacking Harley, and then Harley ended up kind of not really beating him up, but taking him down and saying you react out of anger. Whereas the Mitch Rapp in the books does not do that. He's well thought out, and it was already shown in the book previously that if Rapp wanted to go after Harley, Rapp would win. Where in the movie it was different when it came to that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie every bit as much as I enjoyed the book. But if I had to pick a Mitch Rapp that I preferred, I like the Mitch Rapp from the book better than the Mitch Rapp from the movie. Because the Mitch Rapp, the angry, out-of-control guy in movies, that's commonplace. A character like Mitch Rapp is in the book, that's a unique character because in the book, he not only has the physical skills to outdo everyone, but he has that calm, cool, he can shoot someone in the head close up, go to bed that night, no problem. He's constantly thinking and analyzing. He's a true badass assassin in the book versus kind of a hothead that he was in the movie. I enjoyed them both, but I prefer the Mitch Rapp myself from the book.
I have to agree with Uncle Danny. Plus, it leads into kind of the missions that Mitch Rapp does. I think the character of the book better plays the type of person who would do those type of missions, a more calm and collected. And you bringing up him killing somebody, I did enjoy the part in the book. This could be evil, but when his very first kill, he mentioned, I want to see what it feels like, and then he killed his very first guy, and he's basically like, I felt nothing. It was just like another day to me, you know what I mean? Where it doesn't really persuade that in the movie.
Well, and so I always like it when an author is willing to go against political correctness and willing to go against cultural conventions. And we have this politically correct cultural convention in America that when you kill someone, you should feel guilty. It should take you years to get over this, that, and the other thing. Okay, I was in the Marine Corps. I've known guys that were like Mitch Rapp. When it came to killing, it would be, you know, if it needs to be done, I got no compunction against killing those people.
Them or me.
I've never had any remote kind of a problem like that, any kind of a guilt or any association like that at all. If you're at war and someone needs to die, it's them, it's you kill them. But that does not make those people evil. In other books, when you've got someone who's like Mitch Rapp, where he wants to, the dude needed to die. The guy that Mitch Rapp kills needed to die. He was responsible for the deaths of mothers and children, for people being tortured. He was a truly evil guy, and the world was better off without him. So Mitch Rapp wasn't just going out and picking someone off the street and going, I wonder what it feels like to kill. Mitch Rapp was, this guy's going to die. I've got the perfect opportunity to kill him. You know what? I want to know if I've got what it takes to look someone in the eye and kill him. And he discovers that he does. And it doesn't make him an evil person. And the author doesn't need to portray him as an evil person. He's still the good guy that you root for and you get behind. And I really like that with the book.
So leading into, and I completely agree with you 100%. When he didn't just go off and kill nobody. It was somebody that's killing a bunch of innocent lives.
For money.
And for money. In fact, I watched, to get off topic for real quick, I watched a documentary on Chris Kyle after the movie came out. And that's how his outlook was it's them or me, I'm protecting my people, and he wouldn't really have remorse for the ones he would kill. And he kind of got backlash from it, and I didn't view him as evil for doing something
his
like
was
that.
the movie American Sniper, right?
Yes.
There's a scene in American Sniper where he goes in to talk to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist is like, you feel guilty, you feel bad. And I was like, no! They're going to ruin it. He's not the kind of guy that would feel bad about this. He's not the kind of guy that will feel guilty about saving American lives. Don't ruin this. The movie didn't ruin it.
Yeah.
We're off topic now.
Yeah, sorry.
But the psychiatrist is like, you feel guilty because you're no longer out there protecting American lives. So what we need to do is we need to find a way. And that is true to how guys like that feel. And that would be true to how Mitch Rapp would feel. And I hate when society demonizes people like that. They're needed.
Who protects you.
Yeah, they're
So going back to the book, we got off topic a little bit.
We did.
But so another thing in the book that is similar was the torturing when they removed the fingernails. But that leads me to one thing that I also enjoyed about the book that isn't discussed in the movie. One of the main guys that they're going against in the book actually Harley used to train. In the movie, it's just another bad guy. It's no one that someone Harley used to train.
You got that backwards. In the movie, it's someone that Harley used to train. In the book, it's the terrorist that's responsible for the Pan Am bombing, and Harley never trained him. In the book, they go into Lebanon.
Yeah. Okay, so then I did get that backwards. So then I will say I enjoyed the movie aspect of it more, of Harley actually training him. I think it added a nice little twist to the story.
That's why I said I enjoyed them from an enjoyment standpoint. The stories are completely different. In the movie, it is. They're dealing with a guy that Harley used to train who's gone rogue, and now he's using the Iranians to get a nuclear bomb to blow up the Sixth Fleet. Excuse me. In the book, they go hunting terrorists.
Yeah.
Mitch Rapp is trained as an assassin. Harley and another guy in his cell, their job, as Irene Kennedy puts it, I want the terrorists laying awake at night, terrified that you're coming for them. And we're just going to unleash you on the terrorists. And they go hunting terrorists. They go hunting the money men behind the terrorists. They get involved with Russians. They get involved with the Lebanese. They get involved with Swedish bankers, right? Sweden they go to?
It is Swedish, yeah.
Yeah.
They got involved in, that was one cool thing about a book. And in a book, you always get more information. But the cool thing about the book is it was multiple missions, multiple targets, where in the movie it was really just, I guess you would say 2 targets, but really 1 mission, because the 2 targets being the one guy that Harley used to train, and then I forget the name of basically the Iranians, or the other ones.
They weren't Iranian, they were Lebanese.
Or Lebanese, but basically in the end it was 1 mission, where in the book it was multiple different missions that you were learning and reading about, which to me made it pretty interesting.
And when you've lived as long as I have, I can actually see why they made the changes between the 2 that they did. When the book came out, terrorists based out of Lebanon, that was what was happening when the book came out. Blowing up airplanes, that was what was happening when the book came out. The terrorists it fit the times that the book came out. Now, you no longer have, the threat being Lebanese terrorists, being, funded by the Russians. You no longer have them blowing up airplanes. You have them going into stadiums and shooting people. So they have taken the book and updated the story to fit the times that we're in, to make it relative to what we're dealing with today. And my understanding of their doing that helped me to be okay. I can see why they did it, and I
very good point. Yeah, I didn't realize that that's when the book was written around, but that is a very good point. And thinking back on the book and the movie, very accurate as well of them doing that, which does make a bunch of sense why they would do that. I think I do agree with you that they kind of stayed away from the politically correctness that could have easily been, where people would sit there and be like, oh, this is bad, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. As far as what we were talking about earlier about Mitch Rapp when he kills them, people demonizing them because he had no sorrow for the things that he did. And I think it made it to be a better book than what it was. Where in the movie, I don't remember in the movie if it doesn't really say how he felt when it came to killing. I don't remember.
No.
Yeah.
I would imagine the character in the movie didn't feel any remorse about it either, but the character in the movie didn't carry it to the point of, when he did his first... In the book, the only angst that Mitch Rapp experiences is the angst of, I've never killed anyone. Do I have what it takes to kill someone? I have what it takes to go through this training. I have what it takes to do everything else. But when it comes time to pull the trigger, will I have what it takes to pull the trigger? And so with that first killing, that's why he does it up close and personal, because he wants to discover for himself, do I have what it takes to do this killing? In the movie, Mitch Rapp's anger is just so all-encompassing that he doesn't have that angst in the movie. You know, and once he kills his first person, that all goes away for Mitch Rapp in the book. There is, okay, if this is going to surprise you, then you're probably new to this genre. But in all my videos, I give warnings about whether there's language, anything like that. In the audiobook, there's definitely language. It's not excessive. It fits the book. Quite honestly, if it wasn't there, the book would not be as good because it fits the characters. The characters that swear in the book would swear in real life. And if they didn't swear in the book, it would lose some of its realism. There is one sex scene in the book, not in the movie, but in the book. It's not graphic. It's not anything like that. Did you expect her to die?
No, I did not.
I did. I kept worrying that the terrorists were going to find out about her and come back and kill her. And I was so relieved that she doesn't end up dying. In fact, at the end of the book, he goes back to spend time with her. We're giving spoilers away here. But yeah, me, after he kind of fell for her and they spent the night together, I was like, oh, the terrorists are going to find out about her and her dad and they're going to kill her. And oh no, I'm going to hate that. And it doesn't happen.
The only reason why I didn't think it would happen, because I'm like, man, so much has gone in this kid's life. Like, if they take her away too, like, oh my goodness, that's what he'd do the rest of his life.
Well,
just hunt these people down. But it would make sense.
It would be a Hollywood kind of a thing to do.
It would.
I mean, look at Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Every girl he falls for gets killed.
Right.
I mean, the character in Lethal Weapon that Mel Gibson plays needs to just avoid women because every single time he comes involved with a woman, she gets killed. That's like...
Which kind of also, with saying that, you see in there's certain movies where one of the main characters will fall for a girl and they're like, well, in my line of work, this can't work out because I'm trying to protect you. Which was also different because Mitch Rapp was pursuing it, you know. But I wonder how the story would have played out if she had died. I wonder what, because Mitch Rapp was already affected by his girlfriend / fiance dying. That for him to get a new girl in his life and then her die, I wonder how much that would affect him even more.
Well, and there's another difference between the movie and the character in the book. In the movie, Mitch Rapp's only desire is revenge.
Yes.
In the book, revenge is a large part of his desire. And in fact, the way the CI recruits him is by promising that they'll go after the terrorist cell that was responsible for his girlfriend. And that's what they do. They go after and take out the terrorist cell that was responsible for his girlfriend. But that morphs from just a pure desire for vengeance into a feeling of, I need to protect my country from these people, and into a patriotic sense of duty for him. I didn't see that happen in the movie. In the movie, it was still just revenge, revenge and anger.
Yeah, because then it never led to him doing anything more. Like, there's a bunch of different books. I haven't read them. I still want to go back and read some more of them.
Mitch Rapp books are so good.
But in the movie also, that one Iranian chick who ended up turning up to be bad, I thought that was going to be the girl that he ends up going after and loving, and turns out that one, she ends up dying, and she ends up being a criminal as well.
See, Hollywood loves killing the women off, you know. Oh, he's becoming involved with the girl. Let's kill her off. That's the Hollywood thing. If I was a woman, I'd be upset at Hollywood right now. They keep killing the women characters. I'm teasing here.
That's funny. But, yeah, so it played it because I thought that would be his new girlfriend, the girl that he was going after. But nope, she was a terrorist who, in the end, actually ended up helping him out so he could live, which is how she ended up dying. Yeah. So.
Yeah, like I said, I liked both. I liked the book. Did. I like the narrator in the audiobook is amazing. Who narrated that? I don't remember who.
I don't remember who narrated it, but it was very well done.
It's one of the, I apologize to the narrator. I should have looked this up before we started this video. It is one of the top narrators for audiobooks who narrates the book. And I believe he's done all, if not the majority, of Vince Flynn's books. And he does an amazing job. The narrator just does an absolutely amazing job. I can't think of anything to add. Do you have?
I guess the last thing would be is if you like books that are kind of war-based, this is a very good book. I definitely recommend watching the book. I recommend watching the movie, but the book is awesome, and I agree with you. The narrator can make or break a story, can make a bad book look better, and could make a really good book look not as good. And this narrator, the book is really good, and the narrator is really good as well. So I thoroughly enjoyed this book.
You get the best of both worlds. Great book,
you do.
Great narration. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like my channel, subscribe, turn on notifications. Questions, comments, feedbacks, books you'd like me to check out, and anything about the books you'd like to know about in particular, that's what the comment section is for. Put it in the comments there. But most importantly, no matter what else you do today, Caleb and I agree on this. Make sure that today you listen to at least one really good audiobook, and we both highly recommend American Assassin, and I can recommend any of Vince Flynn's Mitch Rapp series. Thank you.
Go Hawks.